party's over.
Hey, I don't know who you are, but,
You men can get moving.
Why be a hog, man?
The others grab the woman to use as a shield, but the cowboy quickly ducks behind a rock and nonchalantly tosses a stick of dynamite their way. Things take a turn, so the men drop her and scramble to flee. After Hogan kills the thugs, the terrified woman quickly gets herself dressed while he loots the bodies. It turns out she is actually a nun, and her name is Sarah. The cowboy, named Hogan, is just passing through on his way to Mexico to find rebels. They were total strangers, and after Hogan saved Sarah, they should have gone separate ways. But when French troops show up, poor Sarah is scared. Turns out the French are hunting her because she once raised money for the Mexican army, which really angered the colonial forces. Hearing her plight, Hogan decides to help her out. He's the type to finish what he started, so he agrees to assist her one more time. Hogan then straps a corpse onto a horse to act as a decoy, while he and Sarah sneak off along the river in the opposite direction, successfully covering their real tracks. It works like a charm. The French army spots the tracks and chases them, letting the pair flee. Now that they're safe, Hogan and Sarah camp out under the stars together, but they manage to keep their distance and stay on their best behavior all night. Previously, Sarah told Hogan about the French base's location. Hogan is a hired gun, and his main motivation is to find the base and get his hands on a box of French gold. It turns out the Mexican major Sarah needs to find is someone Hogan knows too, so they realize they can help each other out. Once he gets her to the camp, she'll lead him to his destination. It's a deal, and they set off at dawn. However, a later move by Sarah complicates their entire journey. Once Hogan is gone, Sarah rushes to pick up his discarded cigarette butt, hiding away to smoke it. That behavior really doesn't fit a nun. It's obvious there's a dark secret behind her persona. They reach a French garrison, where Sarah scouts ahead. She finds out they're waiting for a train to deliver ammo and supplies into the woods. This intel is very crucial, and the guerrillas they are meeting are in that exact direction. They must blow up the train to give the resistance a real chance to counterattack. However, as they are preparing for their plan, a stray arrow suddenly strikes Hogan, and soon a large group of natives swarms toward their position now. In a pinch, Sarah saves the day with a church ritual. The attackers stop the hunt as if they saw a ghost. Hogan's severely hurt, so she must pull the arrow out. Under his guidance, Sarah cuts the shaft, carves a groove, and adds gunpowder. Next, as Hogan ignites the gunpowder, Sarah strikes it and yanks the whole arrow out. Hogan passes out from the pain. A few hours have passed since they came inside. Hogan gets worried, knowing the train will arrive soon. She must blow up the bridge before it gets there, but aiming the gun proves to be a very difficult problem. Since Hogan is wounded, the pressure is all on Sarah now. Hearing what Hogan wants her to do, Sarah complains. Asking a frail woman to climb that bridge is too much. Still, she has to grit her teeth and do it. It shows what a woman can do when pushed. She makes it to the top and places the charges. That's only step one. Now, the real challenge is hitting the dynamite with precision. Hogan is a crack shot who never misses a mark. He can't even hold the rifle, so Sarah has to let him use her shoulder as a rest. But even then, his aim is way off the mark. They practice their aim repeatedly before the train arrives, but every attempt fails. The train is dangerously close. With the plan failing, Sarah gets fed up with Hogan and lashes out, taking a wild gamble to try one more time. The first shot fails again, and the train has now reached the bridge, leaving him with only one final chance. To keep the heavy rifle barrel held steady, she holds. After that, they meet the rebels and the major. Sarah then proposes a really effective attack plan. She explains that in a few days, it's their national holiday, and the French soldiers will be wasted. This attack timing is when the enemy is at their weakest. However, as they approach the camp, they discover that not one soldier is drunk. Everyone is quite alert. The whole plan fails. They must pivot. During a rest stop, Sarah's cover is blown when a brothel madam walks over and gropes her, revealing her true colors. This is the local brothel, and Sarah stops pretending. She takes off her nun's habit and reveals her true, rougher self. Hogan is furious at this sight. It shows Hogan had developed feelings for her. It's really hard for any man to accept such a massive and sudden identity shift. Regardless of this, she must prepare everything for the big assault. From a war perspective, it does not matter who you are. As long as you risk your life to protect your nation, such a sacrifice is always worthy of respect. In that sense, Sarah is a truly loyal patriot. Led by Sarah, they sneak in through a secret passage to stage an ambush, but the exit is blocked, and no matter how hard they try, they cannot open it. When morale starts to drop, Sarah saves the day again. She tells Hogan to turn her into the French as bait so they can attack from the inside and then finally take the camp. But the danger is immense. To save her country from colonization and slaughter, Sarah sacrifices herself once more. Getting to work, they see the woman get caught. The French army is indeed happy. However, as the crowd outside stirs, the battle starts immediately. Despite better gear, the rebels' tactics have the upper hand. Fighting invaders to defend their home, the guerrillas show spirit. This power supports them to fight to the last moment, much like the war in Gaza. To keep their homes safe from being plundered, the resistance will never end. The camp is finally breached, and Hogan finds the chest full of gold. He wastes no time, kicks in the bathroom door, and finds Sarah in the tub. We all know exactly what happens after this point.